Guten Tag guys, and welcome back to the next TrainingsVlog. Today we have clean and jerks and then lower body stuff. I just finished doing the voiceover for the last TrainingsVlogs a few minutes ago, and I thought I'll do this one right away. So between the uploads of these two vlogs, there should in theory be the Athlete X video. On the last TrainingsVlog I talked about, I'm a bit unsure on how it will be perceived and a bit nervous. So yeah, this one should be after the upload, but still without me knowing what it actually was. So my hopes are that it will get a bit more views than usually. Closing in on 1,000 views or something like that would be absolutely amazing. And yeah, I hope people like it. It was a lot of work. I think my criticism is fair for the most part, or for all of the parts actually. I already say in the video that the criticism is mostly about a bit older work, but as YouTube is kind of a space where old videos still are relevant and content doesn't die as quickly as on Instagram or TikTok, I think it still has some sense to critique older stuff, especially if he's not really contradicting his older stuff. And yeah, certainly seems like I'm just repeating what I said there, but it is newer content, seems more useful for the most part, but there's still a lot of shit in the older videos. So I think the criticism is fair, and I hope people see it this way too. So let's talk a bit about the jerks. Here I think I have 98 kilos, and the 98 kilo sets felt quite good. The 95 before felt a bit shit. So I think I should have done a bit more warm-up sets or a bit more reps with the lighter weights, because the two sets at 95 felt much harder than the sets at 98 afterwards. Here you see my dog kind of interrupting me before my clean. And as you will see just now, I do the clean. Nice stand up, and he's coming here again. Luckily, a gentleman helped me out and put him back. Yeah, usually he's not that stupid, my dog. Not that it's really stupid. He doesn't mean anything by it. He's just running around. The thing is, if I'm alone with him, I can generally get him to stay where I want him to stay for a prolonged period of time. But if other people are there, he's kind of, he wants to see what other people are doing, and he runs around a bit more, which is not good in terms of that he gets, he comes closer even though he shouldn't. But on the other hand, he only does this when other people are around, so other people can, like you just saw here, also bring him back in case it was really a problem. But yeah, pros and cons of lifting with the dog around. Here you see him while I'm doing squats. In general, when I do squats, deadlifts, presses, whatever, it's not really a big problem. The only thing where he shouldn't really be close to me is when I might drop the barbell, which is pretty much only when Olympic lifting. And I usually just have him in front of me, so that is not a problem. But like I said, if other people are around, he is, as we would say in German, ein aufgewecktes Kerlchen, and he wants to see what everybody is doing. Today we have quite heavy squats with 130 kilos. That's 120, I think, just one set. And then for sets of 130, at least for the first set, I asked the same gentleman that brought Louis back in the video before to spot me, because I wasn't sure how it was going to go. As I said in the last few vlogs, the squats felt really heavy, but here you see that the 130 for 2 moved quite easily. And on the second set, I had enough confidence that I didn't even ask for a spot, because, on the first set, I'm sometimes not sure, but if I can manage something quite easily, usually I don't need a spotter on the second set either. And 130 by 2 is also weight for a rep, whatever, that I hit just before I PR'd my squat at 150 kilos. And there the 130 for 2 definitely felt heavier. At that time, I also just put it into a calculator. So I did 130 for 2. What is my 1 rep max? It said 135, something like that. And 5 minutes after that, I did 150. So certainly not always correct what rep max calculators tell you. Here, before you also saw one set of wall handstands. I always, or not always, but I mostly do them when I squat, at least in this trainings cycle. but I usually didn't record them. And here we have the last of today's footage, and it's just Romanian deadlifts with 90 kilos for 8 reps, something like that. Not that heavy, but heavier than before for less reps than before. And Louis is just watching me and checking if my form is all right. That's pretty much all for today, guys. As I said, I don't know what the feedback or the views or whatever on the FNX video are, because today is still the day before I upload it. So yeah, we'll see what really happens then. And in the next trainings vlog, I might actually be able to talk about the actual results, because it will be afterwards in the timeline. But I'm rambling on once again. Though, to be fair, today's footage was just 5.5 minutes, so fair enough that I'm talking a bit longer than that, I think. That's all for today, guys. As always, I hope you have enjoyed it. Hopefully, you've also enjoyed the FNX video. And yeah, you're very welcome to leave some criticism down in the comments below. I also tried to talk a bit more clearly than in the last trainings vlog, though to be honest, I'm not sure how well that worked out, because once I start talking, the thought about speaking clearly floats away sometimes. One thing I also wanted to talk about, sorry that I keep it so long today, when I said I'm not sure for who I'm doing these videos, one thing I know for sure is that I just want to be authentic, and that for me sometimes also means that I will upload trainings footage and maybe even voiceovers that are not perfect, but are just what I thought at the moment. Because sure, I could edit mistakes out, and I sometimes do that for some videos, of course, but in the trainings vlogs and the voiceovers, I'm not really that anal on editing out mistakes or thought pauses, because I think it just makes it more real, and it's also nice for me to reflect back on it maybe in a few years or whatever. And yeah, maybe if someone discovers my channel and thinks the thing is authentic or whatever, it's still a bit awkward, especially once the trainings footage is gone. Making a voiceover is very awkward. So maybe I'll touch on all of this in the next one. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. This was Fahad.